Hi, my name is Dina. I'm 28 and I have a hard time making a vision board. I know. I was never the person with a major passion for something or anything for that matter. I just went with whatever crossed my path without ever taking a moment to figure out what I really want. However, I can't ignore the urge of wanting to know what my thing is any longer. By experiencing new stuff and taking some moments to look back, I believe I'll get some clarity. Or so I hope. Follow my journey as I will be sharing my thoughts out loud, hoping we can make some sense of it as we go. A place to be all alone in this together. Welcome to my thing. First of all, thank you. I'm so honored that you're actually listening. I am honored that somewhere, somehow, I sparked your interest. Maybe it was the first couple of seconds, or maybe it was my logo. My logo is actually made by a dear friend of mine. Her name is Krostin, and you should definitely check her out on Instagram. However, if you're my friend, I feel like you're obligated to at least listen to the first episode. With the rest, we can pretend. That's fine. Let me start first by maybe explaining the vision board thing. So I have a friend, her name is Emma, and last week she WhatsApped me a picture of a vision board that she made. It was beautiful, and as I was watching it, I realized, wait, a little bit after New Year, I actually bought a canvas for myself to make my own vision board. The canvas is still white and there is literally nothing on there. It's tucked away somewhere underneath my sink because that's the only place I have in my studio to put away stuff that I don't want to be in my face. Thinking about that made me realize something else. I have this notebook where I write my thoughts in on a daily basis, and I realized I had this one page, and in the middle of it, I've written down where do I want to be in 5 years. And it's still empty. It was supposed to be like the question in the center and then crazy cool topics and stuff that I want to do and the person I want to be, or what I want to have like accomplished in 5 years. I just really can't answer or envision all of that because I feel like not knowing what my thing is literally paralyzing me in a way where I'm not able to move forward in any aspect of my life. And it has come to a point where it's actually making it hard to just be. I know that sounds really hard, but I have some days where I feel like really useless. Like, I don't know, maybe useless is not the right word, but I get really frustrated with who I am because I'm not able to find my thing or know what my thing is. Like, I don't know what it is that I'm gonna be hyped about for the rest of my life or even just a period of my life. Something that is my own thing that I can invest in daily because I feel like I'm not building anything. The thing where everybody talks about you should go for your passion and like go all the way. I would, trust me, I would if I knew what it was. It just makes me feel really lost, especially in a world where everyone knows where they're heading. Like they have a plan and they're working towards it. Or at least they seem like they have a plan and they're working towards it. Or, they have an idea. Or at least they're passionate about something or they know what their thing is and they're growing in that aspect or in that area. I feel like I haven't. The second time I've ever had that feeling, about the first time I'll get back to in another episode, was in 2018. 2018, I graduated uni, and it was the first summer that I didn't have anything planned. So impulsively, I decided to travel. I ended up traveling over a period of 6 months, and the last country I was in was Brazil. I made sure I arrived to Rio a couple days before New Year because I wanted to explore the area a little bit and of course make some new friends to celebrate New Year with on Ipanema Beach. So New Year came along. It was insane. It was a very interesting night. It was a first time experiencing celebrating New Year on the beach, completely dressed up in white, and everywhere you looked around you, everyone was wearing white. Literally, it didn't matter who you were, everybody was dressed in white. I went back to my hostel after, and the next day I wake up with a text from my sister saying that my grandma died. I remember thinking, what the hell am I doing here celebrating New Year with strangers that I don't know? Like, I met them a couple days ago, and my grandma just died. So I wanted to go back to Belgium. That's, by the way, where I'm from. And I immediately decide to call my mom and tell her that I want to come back home. My mom goes, well, I don't know if you should, because really there's nothing much that you can do. Grandma died and she's in Syria. It's not like you're gonna be able to say goodbye. And, you know, the people visiting us will be here today and maybe tomorrow, but that's it. Plus, you already have a ticket to come back in a month, so just stick to that one and I'll see you then. Try to have fun. Obviously, Fun Dina was out the door. However, that situation really forced me to just stop and acknowledge a lot that was going on at that point. So while I was traveling, I would meet a lot of amazing new people that had their plan, or like they had their passion, or it looked like they knew what they were doing, and either like they were on a break, or traveling is their thing, or whatever they did, but they were doing something. Meanwhile, I was the girl who's like, oh yeah, I like didn't have any plans for the summer. Look at me 6 months later and I'm still here. Like, I'm still traveling, and yeah, that's it. I'm traveling right now, and I don't know where I'll be spending the next night, because I only booked my first night in this city that I just arrived to and decided to come to the day before. So that feeling was already annoying me, that I was just doing whatever. I didn't have a goal, a vision, or any idea of what my thing was. And in the meantime, you have most of my family living in a war zone, and it just hit me that life was passing, and I was 24 back then, and I had no idea of what I was doing. I to be honest, it feels like I'm exactly that girl still. I do not know what I'm doing. I graduated uni with a Bachelor of Arts in Oriental Languages and Cultures, more specific, Arabic and Islamic Studies. But here's the thing, during my studies, I actually got a crazy opportunity to become a reporter for a Belgian radio station that I grabbed with both hands and really enjoyed doing. And I discovered that I had a creative side that I actually really like as well. After a while, even a Belgian TV channel that makes television for kids reached out and asked me if I wanted to be an editor, which was insane because, first off, I watched it growing up. I watched it. That's like, what? I like my, what? What? I was like flabbergasted. I was like, wait, what? But besides that, what is an editor? And like, I remember literally Googling, what does it mean to be an editor? Like, what responsibilities do you get? And I told them that. I told them, like, I don't know what an editor does. And also, I'm still a student. So how do you want me to work full time? Guess what? I ended up taking the the offer, obviously. It was crazy, and it was a crazy year, and I've learned so much, but it just like emphasized the fact that I really didn't know what my thing is, because I wasn't working towards something or exploring one area and like growing in that area, or really diving into one specific thing. Anyway, being back in Belgium, it was really frustrating. Not just the weather, but I had to choose. Do I want to do something with my degree that I worked so hard for to get? Like, clearly, honestly, it was so hard. I've cried a lot to get that degree. Fun fact, I never even got the paper version of it. Like, I had the opportunity to go get it at uni, and I was traveling. So, I don't even have the paper. And also, nobody asked me for the paper. Like, in all jobs I did, nobody ever asked me for my degree. Anyway, I was at a point where I had to choose between actually keep going with the flow of all the opportunities that were given to me in like the creative world, or pursue something with my degree. Actually, to be honest, if I look back, I just went with the flow and with the opportunities that were given to me. So the last project I actually worked on was supposed to be for 3 months, but then it got extended for like a little bit less than a year. And I knew way before my last month, which was August, that it would end in August. However, I had a hard time to look for a new job or opportunity or project, because I don't know what my thing is. And it might sound weird, because you might be like, oh, well, just go with the flow and like you'll see, because you said that you actually enjoy doing all those stuffs. However, by the time that I had to start looking for a job, I kind of found myself in a burnout, and it was hard to just find the energy and the enthusiasm to get out there and pretend as if something's my thing, while actually not knowing my thing, but just doing stuff that I'm good at and that I'm getting opportunities for. It was just, at that point, it was draining, because I've been ignoring that feeling since 2018, and it's been driving me crazy not knowing what my thing is, but really working so hard for something else, for someone else's project, for another company to profit from, but never to like really look at what I want and how I can use those skills that I've developed for my own benefit. And right now I'm just in the middle of a burnout, and I can't find the energy to even just do the things that, like, opportunities that people offer or companies offer. I don't even have the energy to get out there and look for something. Jesus, sometimes I don't even like, to be honest, I had days, because it's since August and it's December now, and to be honest, it's been hard to just be at this point. That's like what I said in the beginning, and where we get back to. It's been frustrating. It's been frustrating to be me, because I want to know what my thing is, and I have no idea where to start. But I'm taking baby steps, because look at me recording this podcast about it, because I've always thought about making a podcast, but I never knew what my thing is, so I didn't know what I would be talking about. And you know what? I know I'm not the only one, because we live in a world where there is this pressure to be someone, to be really good at something, to have your own thing, to, the whole hustle thing, and to have an opinion about everything. And I'm surrounded by amazing creative people who are just doing their thing, but I know that I'm not the only one who's looking for her thing. So I'm actually hoping, you know what, wait, let's not hoping, I'm gonna manifest that by doing this podcast, I will get more clarity on what my thing is. I will feel less lonely and make other people feel less lonely by sharing my story and listening to other people going through the same thing. I will experience new stuff and actually be able to make a vision board for myself. And amen. Is that how you're supposed to manifest? I don't know. I've never done it. I've written some sentences that I heard on TikTok to like say in front of the mirror every morning, but I haven't. But yeah. And that is what I manifest. The end. Anyway, I think this is a really good place to end my first episode. Did you just really listen to all of this? Like, really? I'm flattered. But yeah, you know what? If you've made it this far, I mean, the only way is up. So you might as well follow my journey and subscribe to this podcast. You can also, if you can relate to anything that I've mentioned, or you just want to share something with me, you can do so by emailing me to mythingthepodcast@gmail.com, or you can just DM me on Instagram, which is mythingthepodcast as well. You can also just follow me for funs. Anyway, this was it. Was it? Look at us. Look at me doing this and you tagging along. I'm so proud. Anyway, bye.